Pay attention to Bitcoin here because it can get very, very interesting. And I don't mean an immediate dump, but there's potentially a retrace happening here. Now, again, very, very important. We've been on the channel saying for a long time that this crash is coming. Now we're here, but a lot of people are just trying to find the reason why this crash happened, just getting short, and it's not the time to do that. In this video, I'm going to tell you what I'm actually doing and with my short positions and what I'm doing with a potential long, where I think the market is heading, and we're also going to talk a little bit about this whole Zcash situation. So let's get going. If you don't know who I am, my name is 𝗏𝗏. Do these updates every single day. They are 5 to 10 minutes, helping navigate the market. I basically just share my trades, something like this. Shorted Bitcoin here on the channel is down 17-18% since then. Subscribe if you want to participate in these and join the Telegram group. There's a link in the description. Now, before I get going, I want to address this because it's very important, okay? So, if any of you lost serious money or just money that you thought was, important to you, don't give up. I've gone broke 3 times the past 6 years, 7 years. Stood up every single time. I know how difficult it is. I know that you feel stupid. I know that you thought, oh my God, why I thought that this was the bottom or whatever that might be. All I can say is don't beat yourself up, stand up, dust yourself off, and get back to it. If you leave, all the struggles you went through was for nothing. So again, dust yourself off, stand up, come back to the shows every single day, and let's get going, okay? So that said, couple of things to note here. One, this could potentially be a temporary bottom. Okay, this is there are certain setups when we were up here, right? And I made the video. It said that I haven't seen this pattern since October, and the top is in. There are patterns that are obvious. So when there was this daily close below, it was obvious that Bitcoin is gonna fall this hard. And there are times when it's not that obvious. And the difficult part is not to play the obvious, for me as well. It's not to play the obvious, but to not play the not obvious. You know what I mean? Because now I'm also immediately set to cause. I mean, I should get in on a long position here. But there's no confirmation whatsoever, and the chart just looks freaking horrible. But there can be a temporary bounce. So here's what I'm looking at. One, I still expect us to go down to sub 60. It's not a question of if, but when. I do believe that we are going to, we almost got there. So it's like 61,200. So I'll be honest with you, even if we don't go down sub 60, I think it was quite a decent call. So I'm actually very happy with this level. I think we're going to go sub 60, but if we don't, well, be it. Ultimately, what I was expecting is that this liquidity gets taken. It got taken. I was saying that, when things break, they will break fast and things will happen fast. They happen fast. So now I see 2 main scenarios. All of them ending in Bitcoin going down to sub 60,000, potentially 5550-ish, okay? One of them is that there is just so much, the first real panic. Like now, it's not only that the chart is going under, it's like proper panic. Zcash is, the vulnerability. 𝗏𝗏 is selling his coin that it was shilling for going 150. There is massive outflows on the ETF, so the boomers that got in late are panicking. Over 55% of all Bitcoin purchased is in a loss now. There's like proper blood on the streets. But as Warren Buffett said, you buy when there's blood on the streets. So that doesn't mean that I'm buying today, but I'm very, very close. I actually made this tweet here. Where is it? I actually made this tweet here. I said, when Bitcoin dropped 50% during the past cycle, most gave up. Don't be most. I'm very close. I'm very close to actually starting to buy for real. I sold in 18th of October. And since then, I haven't bought back. I bought back 10% on spot on the buzz that got wiped off. But the generational entry, I believe, is close, okay? So what am I looking at? One, I need a confirmation to start buying. And I said the same thing up here as well, because when we were up here, I said, if we have a daily close above here, I'm going to buy. We didn't. When we were up here, I said, when I have a daily close above here, I will buy. We didn't. So now I'm still expecting a final confirmation for a main entry with the daily high. That's just what I need. And now that becomes the weekly high as well, just an FYI. So if you buy at 80,000 and we assume just that we go back to all-time highs, you still have a 60-70% pump on Bitcoin, hundreds and hundreds of percentages on altcoins. So you're not late. The biggest thing you got to battle now is FOMO, okay? You're not late. Please understand that. The second is, so that's for spot. The second is for trading. Here is the few possibilities that I see. One of them, which is the most likely scenario in my opinion, is that we go and retrace the 50% here. So I do believe that the retrace is going to start at some, maybe it's starting something like this, but I do believe that we're close. Again, no one knows, but in my opinion, we are close to a retrace. Why? Because a lot of people, it's extracted. A lot of people got flushed on this, billions and billions and billions got liquidated. There's not really any more juice to squeeze here. So I would imagine that we're gonna have a market structure shift, and then that will send us to the 50%-ish level. First target is 66, 67, and then all the way up to 70 to 72,000 possibly, right? So that's gonna be the crucial point, because if you look at the 4-hour chart, I mean, this looks freaking horrible, by the way. Like the first level to look for, even anything on a higher time frame, is up here at 74,300. Until then, this is all bearish, right? So I believe that we're going to get this pump, possibly to the 74,000 region. And once that happens, that's when I really add to my short and open up another short position and then ride it to potentially sub 60. This is one of the scenarios. The other scenario is that we just keep bleeding down. And for that, I need to see the 15-minute structure hold. So that means that if I go into the 15-minute chart now, there was no higher high at all. If you look back here, like literally you can just mark out all the highs. There was no higher high break at all. Where is the next one? There's not even 3 consecutive candles here. There's 3 consecutive candles. So it's like you can just mark it out like this quite fast. But there's no, this is the 15-minute high here. So there's liquidity building up, but that's building up below this 15-minute order block, right? So if we go above the 65,850, I might be interested in taking a long position on the retrace. I'm not interested in taking it here. It will be way too big for me. It will be like 10%. I'm not interested in that. But if it goes above there and comes back to it, I am happy to take the long, right? I'm not in a rush to take a long position because I know this is bearish, and even if it goes above 80 on the daily, I'm not gonna be late, okay? That's very important to understand. But my second scenario is that we are going to see a push into this. Actually, there can be like 3 scenarios. Push into this and reject with a 15-minute market structure shift. If that happens and liquidates New York, London, Asia, and comes back to the Asia and OB, maybe even wicks through, and shows a market structure shift, heavy short. I'm gonna let you know in the community when that happens. Otherwise, what can potentially happen is that this thing just blasts through, comes back, shows a 5-minute market structure shift. This is where I long, stop loss down here, and then I see how far I can ride potentially to 74,000 region. So ultimately, you really got to pay attention here. Again, join in the community. It just makes sense to do because I'm going to update you there, especially the weekend is coming. I don't really do weekend videos. I'm going to be out on the weekend anyway, so I'm going to be in the Telegram. But ultimately, TLDR, we either just continue bleeding down. If we do, there's probably going to happen something like this. 15-minute market structure shift, no close above this level, which is the 65,900. And if that happens, I'm probably going to add to my scalp positions, just go a little bit lower. The second scenario is that we just blast through here, come back, 5-minute market structure shift, and then we can just simply go from there. And the third scenario is that we just simply go and retrace all the way to the 74,000, which will be the 50% retrace on the daily, and then we can just see the position from there. But I'm not in a rush. If you have not shorted yet, right, this could be a great opportunity. Wait for a 15-minute market structure shift. I'm gonna let you know in the community if it happens. And if you're looking for a long, don't just look for a long. Regarding Zcash, a lot of people ask me about Zcash. I've never been a fan, and the reason why I've never been a fan is exactly because of this. It's exactly because of the whole scenario that is happening now, that you could never verify the number of coins on chain, right? It wasn't verifiable. You had to believe because of the privacy that the number of coins are limited and whatnot. And there is a very good post that actually cracked me up. I know it's not funny, but it is actually very funny. I just said Zcash and someone said bullish pullback on the daily, and someone commented 2 months gone in 2 days says bullish pullback. It is kind of true. Like, I mean, this thing doesn't look good. I mean, this thing, it came back to 320. It took, I mean, if I go into the daily, it took, I mean, I can go back all the way here. It took Zcash to go up 60 days, and then they raised it in 2. So it's not something I would buy, but I'm not the expert. It's never been verifiable on chain. I know that the whole narrative behind Zcash was created in a villa in Dubai or whatever. I mean, I believe that is, I'm not saying I know it, but that's probably what happened. And so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not buying here. I'm not buying here. This will take time, even if it comes retraces, whatever. It's not gonna happen. This is not a problem that is gonna get solved like this. Oh no, there was no vulnerability, and oh, there is limited supply. I don't think so. Even if it is, I'm happy to miss this out. This thing is not going anywhere, in my opinion, anyway, on the long term. Guys, truly appreciate you, every single one of you. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you join the Telegram. There's a link in the description, and come back for another one. I forgot to tell you that there is a massive campaign running with Bitfunded. They are a prop firm that I'm using, that I'm trading on as well. I do have my positions here. You can just see it. This is one of the accounts that I'm running. You can see the positions here. They basically give you capital to trade. You got to pass a challenge, and they have their 3rd anniversary. Happy anniversary, and they have 50% off on everything, but only for the first 1,000 users. So if you use the link in the description, you can get and check it out for yourself. Guys, happy weekend, happy trading. Easy. I'll see you not tomorrow, but Monday. Take care.